Warning, this video will make you regret having eyeballs. Hello and welcome to AI Limit, or as I like to call it, Alexa's Breaking Point. AI Limit is a brand new anime Souls-like game which is a recipe for disaster. In this game you play as Alexa and your goal is to find the limit of ChatGPT as my death counter approaches infinity. Oh, and we're in the business of killing gods. And aside from killing gods, you also fight homeless people and women. Just like California. However, unlike California, you are here to help your friends complete their quests to help save the world and make it a better place. However, that is all optional and you can instead choose to be a dick. Because this game is your oyster and you are a pescatarian. So please, sit down, relax, pop a cold one, and join me and the motherfucking Necros in AI Limit. Paying attention to the story in this game is like paying attention to a math lecture. You leave angry and confused. So please allow me to do what I do in every other story and correctly and accurately mischaracterize and misinterpret the game's story. So one time unit ago, Apple invented the iGod 7, but the iGod gets really bored, so he comes to Earth to fuck everything up. See, humanity is kind of losing the game of life, so the iGod thought this would be the perfect time to experiment. This is where he creates Karen and God? So God looks into a mirror and thinks to himself, I can make a religion out of this. And so he does that thing. But this also creates edible mud for some reason. Meanwhile, Karen is creating an army of waifus for laifu for humanity's evolution. This is just like my favorite mobile game, Candy Crush. However, Mommy Longlegs Asteria kinda disagrees with this decision. So she breaks you out of the Matrix, plops you into some mud and tells you to figure it out. Just like my parents when I turned 2 years old. And so we finally made it to the start of the video game. After Asteria is done being a wet blanket, Alexa decides to go and slaughter the natives like any good Englishman would. And after discovering geometry, we fight Peabody from Portal 2. And this is where we meet Hysteria herself, who gives us our first weapon, whose only purpose is to be replaced, just like my USB 3 cable. So we continue on through the sewers until we encounter the Iron Giant. And he's not too happy with us at first, but we convince him to let go of his anger. So we follow him down into the pit to make sure he's really gone. And in turn we encounter the first boss of the video game, who has that dog in him. But I have a slightly bigger dog in me, so I assert dominance by neutering him. So we take the elevator up, which brings us to this game's equivalent of the Firelink Shrine. Ah, at last, we found the richest city in the Middle East. It even has a Walmart. But this is also where you'll meet a ton of colorful NPCs, such as the sad child and the sad guy. And let's not forget about the man in the tent. Man, Walmart's really gone downhill. But the two main NPCs to keep in mind here are Shirley and this dude I don't remember, as these two characters have important roles in the ending of the game. So more on them later. Continuing through the Call of Duty meets Duck Hunt level, we encounter the Mud Daubers, who, unlike real mud daubers, are assholes who need to be put down. So after the raid, we meet the Coffin Princess himself, who is a member of r/atheism. Ah yes, I too think the best way to win a debate is to kill the opponent. The Coffin Boffin is one of the first quest characters in the game, except for all the rest of them. And he wants me to ring this little bell whenever I find religious people, so that way he can crush their skulls with the coffin. And naturally I agree to this because he offers me a meager amount of coin. Making our way through Lobotomized City, god this place gives me a headache, we meet Anime Girl, who wields a sword too big for her. And after agreeing to help her find her master, Lost Kid, we make our way to the Pardoner, who pardons us of our head. After making our way through the back alley of a Planned Parenthood, we meet this paraplegic man who wants to suck on some balls, which is not a sentence I thought I'd say this video. Here we encounter a split path, where we can either go the main route or complete the Bloodborne DLC, the Miyazaki Dream. But this zone's relevance to the story is much like Bloodborne's existence on PC. It doesn't. Which leaves us the main route, and our plight to fight the Right Knight and his Magnum Spear. After defeating Holy Urgot, we make our way through the shitty bang bang district. Please laugh, I am very funny. Also I found religious people. Coffin Bailiff. Smash! Oh god. Oh no. It's... who are you? And after saying adios to this hag, we finally make it to Hagios, which conveniently is how you say adios to a hag in Greek. Going through the geometry level, we encounter new friends and old friends. However, I don't remember what they said because I got distracted with the poison swamp area and watching my friend play Expedition 33, which brings us to the sponsor of this video, my ADHD. We make our way through Geometry Idolatry Land in order to find and kill Inspector Gadget because we need his heart in order to unlock stairs. After unlocking this new arcane and mystical ability, we can now jump down into this big hole, where we meet Shirley's grandfather, who teaches women to flambe. Unfortunately, mid-fight we land on the go to jail tile, sending us to the same place as waifu number 72. It's in this zone that you find Shirley's teddy bear in a room. It's at this point that you think she might, maybe, have been experimented on. We think surely this can't get any worse, but it gets substantially worse when we come across Sauron's bastard children, which definitely exist in this game and I wish they didn't. Guys, I think the Mud Pope might be up to no good. So after some platforming, we talk to Shirley again, who's been chasing some ghosts. It's getting quite spooky in here. And after passing through the gateway TM, we encounter the Winged Croissant. This boss fight blows, so we ask the coffin beneficiary to benefit us by protecting us from the wind, which works sometimes. And after defeating the French, we make our way through the assembly hall where we carefully avoid the highly telegraphed lasers. Oh, what's this, a hole? I think I'll jump down it. Way. At the bottom of the hole, we encounter Shirley's grandfather and Ursula, who's a legendary blader that's been mentioned a few times throughout the video game. And she's quite the boss fight. Ursula is not only my favorite boss in this game, but also one of the most important characters in the lore. You see, throughout this entire game, we've been collecting different types of muds and giving them to this guy, so that way he can do his research in order to plant a flower, which we'll need to give to Shirley later in order to unlock one of the main endings. However, he's missing a key component for his research, and this key happens to be locked behind Ursula. After defeating Ursula and Shirley's grandfather, we retrieve the living seed for Delpha's flower, which we'll need to calm down Shirley later because she's slowly been going mad in the background. But don't worry, women are very easy to calm down. I didn't talk about her side quest much because it's kind of depressing, and also you mostly just find her in various locations of the map and talk to her. And so with Delpha's quest complete and Shirley's quest primed for completion, we return to Pythagorean Indecorum? I fucking hate this place. It reminds me too much of high school. And after reliving my past trauma, we ascend to reused boss land. After making it to the top, we encounter Shirley, who is very sad. I know, I'm very funny. And after giving Shirley the flower, we have now unlocked the good ending. I think. And so, head held high, we walk through the portal, where we encounter John Smith, whose side quest is kind of irrelevant. So we kind of slap him across the face and tell him to stop misbehaving, and we make our way to Lost Kid. You know, that whole storyline that you probably forgot about. And after she pulls out her spear, I too pull out her spear because I thought it would be funny. After defeating Lost Kid, she pledges her loyalty to the Canned One, and encourages us to go defeat the opponent soundly. So we make our way to hell, and by hell I mean parkour and a Souls-like. And words cannot describe how much I hate this place, and if there was a word that could describe how much I hate this place, it would definitely be in German. So we get to the bottom of this bullshit, quite literally, where we have to summon waifu number 66 in order to open a door for us. What's on the other side of this door, you may be asking? Well, if your answer was domestic violence, you were correct. So after jumping off yet another ledge, we finally meet Karen, who, just like real Karens, spouts a bunch of nonsense before telling you to take a long walk off a short dock. But that's precisely what we want, because we're trying to make it into heaven to go fight God. And wow, look at this place. It's so beautiful, so tranquil. Where are all the women? And so after our hike, we finally meet God, who is very angry that we disturbed his peaceful slumber. And so begins the last item on our bucket list, to kill a god. This boss has two phases. In the first phase, he kinda just throws transcendental men at you. However, in the second phase, he turns into the piss god. I mean, come on, it's literally just piss. And after defeating Aether, you fight Karen, and as a Walmart employee, this is a dream come true. And so, with Aether and Kirin defeated, the Eye God comes over to pick them up and leave Earth the hell alone, ushering in a new age. One of hope, one of peace, one led by mankind's very best. If you made it to the end of the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, so that way I have the motivation to keep making these. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time.